Good morning from Area 51 Raceway. Happy New Year's Eve there to everybody. I'm doing a little video on this Ford GT Polar Lights car that I did a while ago. I sent it into Home Racing World, and he was showing it, Harry was showing it in the video. I didn't have I was working on it at the time, and I didn't have an interior in it, and I didn't really do anything to the wheels as far as lettering. So I went with the yellow letters as I ran out of white letters. So, but it looks pretty good. I put an interior on it, as you can see. There's the interior, and it is a basically a for sale sign, painted with epoxy with enamel paint. I didn't do any engine detail on the back, so I just kind of left it that way. But the driver, I got a torso from a friend that he did some casting on, and then I put a different immense miniatures head on there, and it looks pretty good. It looks like Ken Miles in a way. It's got that old style 60s on there, but I had to actually cut the for sale sign and kind of sink this driver in because this car has such a low line as, for the helmet, it just wouldn't fit if I was to sit it on top of the tray. So I put it below it and then used some UV glue, and then I put some reinforcement tape on the bottom of it to make sure it doesn't come out. And of course, this car really is a really good riding car. You could go full throttle on it around the corners and it won't come off. So it's got a wide footprint on the tires, as you can see, and then narrow on the front. And I put some floor shine, of course, which I didn't do before. And this is basically a chassis build here that you can do. And if you're interested, I'll let you know what materials I used. And obviously this is a guide plate that's different. The guide holder's different than what I usually use, and again, this is the old Jaws motor, and the Predator motor that's replaced this will also work. It's a 1/8 axle, 46 pitch. The crown gear is a 10, I believe, and the pinion gear is a 10, and the crown gear is a 27. So again, this car is really nice looking car, sharp looking car. Really captures the essence of the Ford GT. Now this isn't a GT40, it's a Ford GT. So it's a later version of the modern, the later version of the Ford GT40. So Ford came out, I think, in 2005, 2006, and 2007, if I'm correct. And they had the Ford GT. So this is basically molded after the Ford GT. But it's a nice looking car if you want to build one. It's a good looking car, and it really does good on this track, and I think it would do great on a wood track as well. And you can see also detailed the wheels, Put a little, messed that one up a little bit, but you can see I put little dots there, silver, to make it look like lug nuts. There's a lot of little detail things you could use. So these are CB wheels, obviously, and Paul gauge tires, and then those are inserts, torque thrust inserts that I put in there, and it makes the car look pretty good. And I'll show it to you running on the track, because this thing really hangs on really good. And let me back it up here. It's my coffee mug. And this car does hang on really good. I'm really happy with this car. You can take a sip of coffee here. And we'll grab the controller and give it a whirl. And this is on the inside lane with 10 volts. See, it's hard to de-swat this car, believe it or not, because I'm having to go full throttle around these corners. You see, but obviously I'm just doing that to show you how well it holds on. And of course, if you run it right, it'll do real good. The tires need a little cleaning. And this is at 10 volts. Or if you put it at 12, it'll go faster, but 10 volts is good for this track right now. This is a 1/25th scale Ford GT. It's a scratch-built chassis, obviously, with all beige tires and CB wheels. All this stuff is from Slot Car Corner that I got, all these parts, motors, guides, all that stuff. Really nice handling well car. I got more enjoyment out of this car because I finished it up, by putting the lettering on the tires and detailing the wheels, and actually putting a tray interior in it with the driver. Getting more enjoyment out of it. I know I've had this sit for a while. And again, I would struggle with interiors, and I'm starting to get a little bit better at it. I'm starting to share what I do And if you guys have any better ideas on interiors, please share it with me, because I'm not the freaking guru of interiors or model building. I just do what I do that's comfortable for me. But I love seeing other people's ideas as well, because there's some other guys that really know how to build a lot better than I do. But for being in the hobby for a while, as far as slot cars in general, scratch building, it's going to be a year in January that I'm doing scratch building. The first one was the GTO that I sent into Home Racing World for the showdown. And that was Harry's videos that taught me how to do all this, which was the simple stinker chassis videos which started all this. And now I got a whole assortment of cars now that I'm going to need to build another case for, because I am running out of room. As you can see on top of the garages there, all the scratch build cars that I've done, and there's even more lying all over the place. So there's the Ford GT, really fun car. It's fun to drive. I think this would do great on a wood track as well. I'm sure Harry has tried it out, I would hope. I don't know if he did or not. But anyways, that's the vehicle right there. That's a Taillights model kit, Ford GT. It comes in a Gulf color blue, so if you want to do a Gulf color one, because I know a lot of guys like Gulf colored cars. I'm cool with it. I don't go goo-goo-eyed for it, but a lot of people do like the Gulf colors. And but again, you know, this is 1/25th scale. It's a great car. Man, I'm really happy with this vehicle, and it's really fun to drive. Now that I've put all the little details on it, and I am missing the pieces in the back, which I need to find, which is the taillights. I'm trying to look for it in the tailpipe, so I have to find those. I have them in a package somewhere, and when you get involved with other projects and other things, you kind of lose track of stuff. But anyways, that's it from Area 51 Raceway. Just want to tell you Happy New Year's Eve. Please be safe. Don't do anything crazy. Drink at home. Stay home and enjoy yourself, since we still have pandemic stuff going on. And that's it. And you guys take care and always have fun racing. And a happy 2022 coming up with more stuff that I'm sure will be more exciting in the hobby. Take care.